Welcome to our weekly mini lesson. I'm Kelsey Lee, a leadership coach and company culture consultant, and I am so happy you're here for the third and final lesson in our series around psychological safety. Today, we are diving into your role, no matter your level or title within your organization, how you can increase psychological safety at work. Like I said, no matter your role, no matter your industry, this applies globally to all of us. So before we dive in, I just want to share we have an upcoming free workshop that we're hosting Monday, August 23rd. It is a very exciting opportunity. We are bringing one of our most popular workshops to you, and it's the art of increasing team buy-in. This is more of a design jam than a workshop. So it's a space we are going to model how to facilitate and hold space for your team when you have to make really big decisions. So it takes ideas into decision making. And then, of course, there's a whole other series of information to take that into action. However, the beginning chapter of idea to decision is where inclusion is imperative. So when we talk about increasing team buy-in, we're talking about increasing communication, increasing ownership, increasing momentum with the project. All of that will be done, we promise, if you provide space for your team and your people to talk through their ideas and come to a consensus and make a decision together. So whether you're a CEO or a project coordinator, knowing how to facilitate these conversations are imperative to moving your team from idea to decision. And if this is a skill you have on your team, you will stand out. So by attending this workshop, we've made it a little longer than our normal workshop. So it's an hour and a half, and we're going to model what this workshop looks like. And then we're going to rewind it and show you the behind the scenes so you can take this system, this workshop model, and apply it at work. I'm really, really excited. The link, you can register on our website at www.kelseylee.com/workshops. This is also going to lead into our 12-week course of the art of leading people-centered teams. If these topics are interesting to you and you're ready to actually implement change at work, business and culture change, this course is for you. It's a cohort experience, so you're going to meet incredibly like-minded, incredible humans, like-minded leaders from all different industries and levels within organizations. And you're going to have the opportunity to walk alongside us and actually take these ideas and implement them at work. Change happens at multiple levels. It happens individually, at the team level, and at the org-wide level. So no matter where you're at, you can make a difference in improving the processes, the systems, the people-centered nature and culture at work. So join us for our 12 weeks. It starts September 13, and all the details are on our website as well. Let's dive in. The 3 ways you can, let's see, what are we talking? Just kidding. The 3 ways you can implement psychological safety at work. Let's get going. Like I said, you can make change happens at 3 different levels. So it happens at the individual, or the team or department, and it happens at the organization wide. So no matter where you're at, you do have the ability to increase psychological safety. And these are the 3 things you can do. Number 1 is frame the work as a learning problem, not an execution problem. So you might say something like, we haven't done this before. We can't know exactly what will happen. We need everyone's brains and voices in the game. So yeah, especially when you're tackling really any initiative at the office, whether it's trying to increase sales or trying to increase retention, trying to implement a new program or launch a new product, how can you reframe it as a learning problem so that employees are encouraged to come to you with their learnings and you can constantly refine instead of an execution problem where people feel personally attacked? We don't want them to feel personally attacked. We want them to constantly iterate and improve their processes and systems and thought patterns. This doesn't mean you can't set high standards. It just means that you're holding space for growth, and instead of holding a fear-based culture. Yeah, blaming execution, blaming the human is very fear and scarcity driven. You're holding space for abundance and learning and opportunity when you bring it in a learning problem lens. So you should still hold high standards. This is a learning problem. If we don't learn from our mistakes, yeah, that is a problem and that needs to be addressed. And our goals should be set high. So we're encouraged to be competitive, to push for things outside of our comfort zone. Those are all good things. So we don't need to lower our standards when it becomes a learning problem instead of an execution problem. It's just truly about the framing, abundance versus scarcity. Yeah, we want to remove the fear from the office. Great. Number 2, the second way you can implement or build a psychologically safe workplace is acknowledge you make mistakes. You are human. You do make mistakes, and that's a good thing. That's okay. Again, we want mistakes to be discussed. What we learned in the first lesson of this series is, or maybe it was the second lesson in the research lesson last week, is that the research for around psychological safety showed that more productive teams, more successful teams reported mistakes at an increased rate. So they reported more of their mistakes. Those teams that were lower performing hid their mistakes. So if you're not modeling that you make mistakes as a leader or as any individual on the team, your team members aren't going to report their mistakes or admit that they make mistakes. You have to model the behavior you hope to see. So something you could say is, I may miss something and I need you to bring it to my attention. Or if something happened in a meeting or in a one-on-one conversation or in a presentation, use the 24-hour rule and go back to that person or go back to that entire group of people and say, I would like to apologize for what happened yesterday. It did not go as planned. I'm so sorry. I really want to take responsibility for that. And I just want you to know that I'm reflecting on this. Acknowledge you make mistakes. All right, the third and final way that you can increase psychological safety in your workplace is to model curiosity and active listening. This, in the art of leading people-centered teams, we spend a lot more time on digging into active listening and how to model curiosity. This is your manager as a coach versus manager as a micromanager. Yeah, we really want to lean into this coaching mindset as we learn how to hold space as managers and leaders. And so a few quick tips, and like I said, we dig deeper into this in the art of leading people-centered teams, but share your process. This is what we're expecting to do. This is our roadmap. This is where you plug in. This is your role. This is your responsibility. This is what success looks like for you. This is what success looks like for all of us. Sharing your process. Ask questions before offering solutions. We will do another mini lesson on this because this is so important. I'm a solutions-based human. So anytime someone brings a problem to me, I want to figure out the solution instead of sitting in the uncomfortable messiness of the unknown. We have to get better at sitting in the uncomfortable messiness of the unknown, because us providing solutions as a manager or as a colleague isn't helpful. Sometimes people need advice, but first, ask more questions. Understand the problem. Understand where the challenges are really happening. Don't make assumptions just because you've been there before. Get more data, get curious, and then you can talk about solutions. And then, so importantly, and I know this might sound cliche for those of you that don't want to hear it, but it's fill your cup so you can fill others. If you are drained and burned out and exhausted and hungry, you will portray that energy, and energy follows energy. Your team will feel it. They will start barking at other team members. If you come grounded and centered and rested and well-fed and exercised, then your team will pick up on that energy and they're going to be able to solve the most complicated, creative problems that are thrown at you every single day. So we all know how it feels to be solving problems at the end of a long day when we're so exhausted. We want to bring that early morning energy to our work. And so think about that thoughtfully. Think about how you can bring your best self to work, because the more you can bring your best self, you're going to encourage everyone else to do that around you. So fill your cup first, model what you're hoping to see. That will also allow you to be a better listener, because you don't need to be heard. Your cup is full. You have everything you need. You're there to support others and can help them fill their own cups. Yeah. All right. So let's do a quick review. The 3 ways that you can increase psychological safety at your workplace, no matter your role. Frame the work as a learning problem, not an execution problem. Number 2, acknowledge you make mistakes. You're human. And number 3, model curiosity and active listening. Like I said, I hope to see you at the free workshop, The Art of Increasing Team Buy-in. And also, if you're ready to register for the Art of Leading People-Centered Teams, our 12-week course where we dive into implementation, you can register on the website as well. So we are excited for all the things that are happening this fall, back to school, back to learning environments, back to professional development. We go. I will talk to you very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day.